Well, good afternoon, everybody. This is Jim Hovland, your Edina Mayor. It is Wednesday, February 17, 2021, and we're doing the Mayor's Minute. And then tonight we've got a city council meeting. We're going to talk about masks again. We've talked about masks in the past. And you know that since early July last year, masks have been required inside public businesses and spaces in Edina. And then in late July 2020, the state came up with their indoor mask mandate, and they've required inside masking in public businesses and spaces all over the state of Minnesota. And then since February 2nd, 2021, masks have been required on planes, buses, trains, and other form of public transportation traveling into, within, or without the United States, and in U.S. transportation hubs such as airports and stations. So in recent weeks, with regard to the masks, there's been some debate about the efficacy of double masking. And frankly, I've been doing it. I saw some data, I think a week or so ago, that showed that one mask was about 40 to 50% effective. But if you wore two and use them together, of course, that gets that efficacy rate up to about 80%. So I've been putting one that I can have a nose clip on, or I can tap that shut on the inside with that filter, and then put my Edina green mask on the outside. And when I go to the grocery store or somewhere else where I'm going to be out in public with people, I've been using that double masking technique just because I believe that the efficacy is that much higher when you double mask. So regardless of whether you're double masking or single masking, there are certain do's and don'ts with regard to picking a mask. And so these are things to keep in mind that the CDC talks about. Make sure that if it's a single mask, you have 2 or more layers of washable, breathable fabric. Make sure that it completely covers your nose and your mouth, and that it fits snugly against the side of your face. Some of them you see that have gaps on the side, and they're kind of attractive looking masks. But if you got gaps, that's a bad thing. And then they have that nose wire, like is on this mask, is really a nice feature as well, because it helps prevent air from leaking out the top of the mask or from coming in over the top of the mask. So it has a dual benefit there as well. Make sure that you don't choose masks that are made out of a material where it's hard to breathe through them, like vinyl. I haven't really seen many of those around, but you want to avoid anything that is vinyl in nature. And then they're saying that these exhalation valves or vents that allow a virus particle to escape aren't the best thing to have either, even though you think that, I think some of these are on the N95 masks. That may be a different situation. And then, of course, if there are masks intended for healthcare workers, make sure that those are going to healthcare workers only. And then I see some people wearing the Gator where they pull it up over their mouth and nose. And it's a slick way to do it because it's around your neck and you pull it up. But again, you need to make sure that you got it double layered. So when you pull it up, you're pulling a double layer of cloth over your nose and your mouth. If your Gator is a single layer, make sure that you double layer it to make sure that you have that extra protection. These face shields, I see people wearing face shields at the grocery store. I was at the doctor's office the other day. I saw some people there wearing face shields, but the efficacy on face shields is still in question, so they're not recommended. So while this evaluation of face shields is ongoing, I'd say you're better off with the single mask or the double masking technique. And these cold days, when you're out in public and you're not socially distanced, you can add a little layer of protection by making sure you use your scarf or your ski mask or your balaclava to cover your mask, and you've got a double layer of protection there too. But remember, there's really no substitution for a good mask. That's the way you want to go. So maybe you want to do it like me, do the double masking technique when you're out in public and can't be socially distanced. Maybe you can get by with a single mask if it's protective enough. But regardless, remember that mask is the key, and then social distancing as well. And keep those hands clean. Make sure you're washing them frequently. This is Jim Hovland. That's your Mayor's Minute. Keep it up. It's a little bit difficult right now. People are getting a little bit weary. But hang in there. Spring's coming. Better weather's coming. And keep that attitude up, and we'll get through this together. Thank you.